Danite Radio.
Welcome to the Counter Revolution.
Jacket in my bedroom?
No. Yeah, what I need you to do is shoot a bad guy in your bedroom and kill Nate in the process. That's what I need. Get out of here, bro.
Duly noted.
How do you pronounce B-R-U-V?
Bruv.
Bruv.
How you doing, bruv?
It's what?
It's from that really, kind of cringe, but also kind of great movie, oh gosh, what's it called? It has that one. Okay, hang on.
You're getting
the something or other. It's a British term. It's like British slang.
Slang it's just a British way of saying bro.
Yeah.
Bro.
Yeah,
so is that from?
It's from
Snatch or something.
Okay, I gotta look up the movie. Give me 1 sec.
I just get called bruv a lot lately.
Yeah.
I can't figure out where the heck it comes from.
By who?
This young lady.
Okay.
Welcome to the podcast, folks.
What's up? I'm
Rocky.
Shadow. Oh, we said it.
Wow. This is Shadow. I'm Rocky.
Dang, bro. And
Brittany.
we've got Brittany with us.
We got Brittany Boop on.
Yes,
our
finally.
favorite meme page. The runner of our favorite meme
I read
page.
your name tag as Brittany Boop, so now I just call you Brittany Boop.
It's perfect, actually. It's like way cuter than.
So he's actually going to need you to change that for him.
But what is it? It's Pretty.
Pretty too dope.
Pretty too dope.
Yeah.
So, hold on.
Okay.
I'm picking up wet ammo. No, you guys keep talking. I was talking to the listeners. Do we have to put this over here? I don't like it there.
Where would you like it?
Somewhere like on a soft theme.
Like on a bed? Under the mattress?
Anyways.
Okay.
So.
I'll put a piece of leather under. How's that sound?
Here, I'm putting these in here for you. You can have this box.
Oh, you're the man.
Feller. All right, good pod to get started. Woo!
Yeah, you guys are, you're in for it now.
So, another question I had for you.
Yes, sir.
All right. No. Let's introduce her better.
Okay.
So, Pretty Too Dope
Yes.
on Instagram.
Yes.
It's a private account.
Yes.
Probably the hardest working meme page on Instagram.
Aww.
It's up there for sure.
For the smallest reward. How many followers do you have?
I have 82 as of this morning.
You should start selling. What do we got to do? I mean, we can get you 15, maybe.
Thank you.
Everyone go follow Brittany. Is it Britty or
It's
Brittany?
Britty. Yeah.
Britty Too Dope. Because for reals, so you compile and make, right?
Yes, mostly compile because I'm on the racist app that is known as iFunny.
Oh.
That most people deleted in 2008, I think. But me, 12-year-olds, furries, and porn all reside there.
Racist in air quotes? Or do you think it's legit
dead serious,
racist?
Legit. I would feel like the alt-right, all two of them are on there.
That's the... Oh, crap, now we're getting into stuff.
Racism is like Nickelback.
All right.
Oh.
Let's circle back to the racism thing.
Okay.
All right. But, so you're on the iFunny. You compile all the iFunny stuff. Yes. So anything iFunny is not yours, right?
No.
But
if it has an iFunny watermark underneath it, it's not mine.
But
typically.
even some of, so you post how many per story?
Anywhere from, I would say my short stories are 34 a day, especially including close friends, because only certain people that I like make it into close friends. And that I know aren't gonna be snowflakes and stuff. And
is that me?
Yes, it's y'all,
nice.
Both y'all. Yeah, and it's people that you have to message me, especially if you're gonna be a new follower. You gotta message me like, "Yo, I'm also very chill. I promise I'm not gonna freak out and report you to Instagram." So, because Instagram will delete my account. If someone reports and
I haven't seen anything that bad.
No, well, yeah, that's good. Thank you. I appreciate
it's
that.
easy to get deleted off Instagram.
Yeah.
Though.
Sure. I do melt like a snowflake, an iron snowflake.
Amazing.
I don't know what that means.
Neither do I, but I
The
could
melting
think about
point of iron is very high. Come on, man.
Right.
Let's think about
What do you mean
stuff
melt
here.
like a snowflake? That's the part I don't understand.
That's the whole thing. That's why you call people snowflakes, because they melt easy. You know, you catch a snowflake, it melts in your hand.
You're saying you're not easily offended.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Basically.
Gotcha.
No, I'm saying I melt like a snowflake. An iron snowflake. That's exactly... Were you not listening, bro? So, all right.
Amazing.
So, honestly, you post, like, I'll bet for every 34, there's at least 5 or 6 on there that make me laugh out loud.
Really?
Which is an incredibly high
Also me.
Oh my gosh, God.
percentage. And our brother who follows you, too, is the same way.
You'll actually see on there, I screenshot a bunch of them.
Really?
Yeah, because
Yeah.
they make me laugh that hard.
They are
So good.
hilarious.
And I have people I got to send them to. I'm like, oh my gosh.
Yeah. So, yeah. So go follow Brady.
Thank you. I
Don't
appreciate
report her to Instagram
that. If you can.
if you can. Not to report her.
No, if you're the type of person to report her to Instagram, just go ahead and don't follow her.
Yeah.
Yeah, if you're not an iron snowflake,
I guess I'm an iron snowflake too then.
I don't know. You can be whatever you want, bro.
I just don't know why that's what you
All right.
Are we circling back
Yeah,
now?
I got so much stuff today.
We
Did
got
you
this.
have? Did
Dude.
you come with something you wanted to talk about, or
No,
we good?
literally,
All right,
like,
here we
I'm
go.
so chill.
Can I finish my Mark Norman
Gosh,
bit about
dang
Nickelback?
it. Yeah.
Please.
Dude, racism is like Nickelback. They're funny to make. It's funny to make jokes about, but I don't want to see it live.
Literally amazing.
Also, go look up Mark Normand. He's hilarious.
He is hilarious.
He doesn't need advertising from me, though.
Nah, he doesn't need your help.
Is he a comedian or?
Yeah, he's a comedian.
Okay.
So, all right. Let me open my Red Bull here.
Or your monster?
Shh.
I mean,
I don't
Red
want
Bull.
people knowing I drink Monsters.
Okay, I feel it. Okay, it's totally Red
He
Bull.
doesn't want to be a monster guy.
I get it.
Anyways,
He'd be a monster guy if they'd sponsor this podcast, though.
for sure.
Yo,
I
at
think
Monster,
we all would.
hit us up.
Yeah.
He'd put one on his truck if they'd sponsor the pod.
No, I would not.
He's like, no, it's too cringe.
Not even with that. How's my driving sticker?
Heck no.
When's that happening?
Shut up.
Oh, sorry.
I'm working on it. So
Off to a great
right.
start, folks.
10
racism
10.
or self-defense to start? You choose.
Sounds like we're going racism.
Yeah, let's do racism.
Okay.
Why would you?
Racism. I have 3 kids in baseball.
Nice.
One in softball, one in pony league, one in coach pitch.
Nice.
I'm a busy man. Duh. It sucks. Kids are
I love watching
Yeah,
baseball.
this is
Kids
on
are
the
the
internet,
worst.
kids.
kids are the
You
worst.
can look this up at any time.
So
That's how not afraid he is.
my son's coach pitch team has a dad who has white power tattooed on his forearms.
You're kidding.
The 88, behind his ear. Swastika on his calf,
Oh, dude, he
Swastika?
went all out.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Wife, ethnically ambiguous. I think Indian. I think Native American. Kids, all a bunch of little brown-haired, olive-skinned.
Yeah.
And I realized as I was looking at this gentleman, he's a nice guy, I don't judge a guy for his stupid tattoos for sure. Especially when his wife's brown, I realized, oh, that's the racism right there in this country. The only white supremacists in this country are the ones who need protection in prison and then get out. Realize, yeah, that's a stupid ideology. We're mostly just in it for the money.
Mm-hmm.
I hope he was married already when he got those tattoos. His wife's like, "What'd you do in there?"
And the funny thing is his wife has like super cool tattoos. That's not a funny thing. That's a side note. His wife has like this cherry tree tattooed on her back. That's super cool.
Oh, that's dang.
Anyways, so I realized that's the extent. If you have an IQ above like 84,
Nice.
that's the kind of racist you are. You go to prison. You need protection. You feel like you need protection. Mm-hmm. You get a bunch of racist tattoos. You get out and marry an Indian. Maybe,
Yes.
Sure.
I mean, that's the
clearly what
white
happened here.
supremacy in
That's
this
clearly-
freaking country.
Yeah.
And I'm sure that guy gets looked at like he's such a scumbag, by some people. And it's like, okay, you go to prison and see how you do, you know? Like,
Yeah.
a lot of, and a lot of people go to prison without joining any gangs, you know? And maybe he was still kind of a bad dude when he was in prison, you know? But now he's watching coach pitch with his kid, you know?
And maybe he committed a hate crime in his youth that got him sent to prison.
His half-brown kid, you know?
If we have any faith in the prison system, it's supposed to be that they can get better there.
At what point do we just realize that, this racism thing, at least from the white side, is pretty much toast. Only like the dregs in prison are the racist. Sorry if you're racist.
No, not super. I would say.
I'm just kidding. So I just don't like. That's the best that white people can do for racism is one guy with a bunch of crazy tattoos that married a brown chick, you know, with a bunch of brown kids. It's interesting.
Racism is the racism bit is overplayed.
And I just think there's a natural tribalism to everybody, you know, and in prison, of course, you know, there's that. And even the guys who don't join the racist gangs kind of have to stick with their own color, you know. It's just, it's an interesting, and that segregation thing we can get into, but maybe on a different podcast, but.
Yeah.
Anyways, so, yeah, there's that. I just found
I appreciate you bringing that up because, like, I think that, like, how I mentioned earlier that I'm on iFunny, most of the people on the app are usually kids, and it's actually Russian-owned.
Sure.
So there's lots of... And the kids, I would say, most of the kids are racist because of the way that they've been kind of isolated from, like, experiencing other people. I feel like racism only exists in ignorance. Like
these are Russian kids?
No, like American kids. But, like, you know, they're hating on everyone. Like...
I think... I actually follow a couple Instagram pages that are pretty anti-Semitic, I guess.
Yeah.
And it's weird because they like, we don't hate Jews. We just parrot Nazi rhetoric. You know, it's like,
cringe?
Yeah, you don't hate Jews for sure. You know? But it's like, I think that there's far more anti-Semitism than racism. But it's also, there is still racism in this country, obviously.
Yeah.
But name me the country that's less racist, right?
Super unpopular opinion.
Because
that's a very unpopular
because
opinion,
I don't know if you've ever talked to South Americans about Mexicans or any other country, and that's not necessarily racism. It's more xenophobia, I guess, if you're defining things. But
talk to a South African about blacks or whites.
Yeah, it's crazy. And like you were talking about earlier with the Asian countries, like they all despise each other, you know.
Yes.
It's and there was a guy in Japan that got beat up by the cops for he was Turkish or something, and he was leading a protest about how racist the cops are in Japan. It's like,
and they beat him up. Yeah, that's hilarious.
Yeah, dude. They don't mess around with that crap. In Japan, you can't migrate to Japan.
No.
Like they won't even.
No.
It's like they give out like 2 citizenship cards a year or something.
He's right. That's the
other
truth.
people. And you have to be uber wealthy or uber smart, you know. You have to contribute to the society for sure. So, again, I've said it before, least racist country in the world, sitting in it right here.
I don't know if you've said it on the pod in a while, though.
Yeah. So,
Last time.
there we have it. I taught a self-defense class yesterday.
Is this the part of your weekend you wanted to talk about?
Well, that and the baseball and the softball thing.
Oh,
that was on the weekend too. But, dude.
Let's talk about self-defense.
Self-defense is poppycock, bro. If you're going to a self-defense class, you're getting taught poppycock. And I taught a self-defense class this weekend.
Okay. Tell us why.
Yes, I'm very interested.
So, it was Are you LDS?
Yes.
Okay. It was the self reliance classes from the church.
Oh, yes.
And they had me and one of my karate instructors in there to teach self-defense. And I really,
Do I know this karate instructor?
yeah.
Okay.
I really, so here's the thing. Like, I fight these guys all the time, and they're super good fighters, and I don't understand how they can believe the poppycock they believe when it comes to self-defense. And not all of them are like this, but a lot of them are. We're teaching women how to fight, you know? And it seemed to be bugging him whenever I'd be like, yeah, but this is not ideal for you ladies. Like, you need to get a gun. Yeah, because you're not going to win an altercation. With all these cool moves we're teaching you, there's no way, you know? And I just, even like, and it's hard because there are women at karate who we take it easy on, who don't realize we're taking it easy on them and think that they would stand a chance against a, you know, but we don't want to freaking pound these women into the ground, you know, to show them. But it's like, even there's a 3rd degree black belt there who is super tough. She throws hard kicks, and she might catch a guy by surprise and knock him out. But the odds are still slim for her. You know, they go from 99-1 to 90-10, you know?
Right.
And so we're teaching these ladies, you know, and this old lady is just like rallying this guy. And he
Should I mark that?
Nah, it's good. She's like, yeah, but I wouldn't be able to do that. And I'm like, yeah, you're right. You wouldn't be able to. You need to get a gun. She's like, she's got to be 70, you know.
Aww.
And I'm like, yeah, you're right. You need to get a gun. She's like, and I wouldn't be able to do that. Like, you're right. You need to get a gun. Like, how many times I got to tell you?
Yeah.
You know, like, she's there wanting us to teach her how to fight men, and I'm like, nah.
You should get a gun.
That's not gonna happen.
The Lord made a way to fight men for
It's
women.
called
It's
other
a
men.
gun.
Yeah.
Or other men. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, and that's what I say. I said that too. I was like, I don't know. I find the best self-defense is being over 6 feet tall and 200 pounds. You know, not a lot of people are messing with me. You know,
Amazing.
It's worked great for me for 25 years.
Yeah, I'm like,
It's been unfailing.
but having been in, that's the thing. Like, even being my size, I've been in altercations. Like, a guy catches you. You know, I can't imagine being, say, your size against a man, you know.
Yeah, no,
especially without the 34 years of testosterone growth I've got, you know.
Right.
It's crazy to me, but.
What? You mean you have an unfair biological advantage over
Yeah,
women?
so my thing is like, I tell them, this is good, this is okay if you don't have your gun on you. You should know some stuff.
Right.
But buy a gun, carry it, be proficient with it, because if you're in this position, you're in trouble, for sure.
Amen.
And that goes for men too, you know. It only takes one other dude for you to be screwed. And I train every day. I train every day how to fight, and I still wouldn't want to. Well, I would want to fight, but I wouldn't want to fight two guys, you know.
No, yeah, absolutely.
So.
Don't take it from us, though.
Yeah.
No,
Like, what do we know? We're morons.
But
Yeah,
if you're in a self-defense class and they don't start it with, this is not ideal, buy a gun, this is only for just in case you're in, and I hate to say it because I have friends who teach these self-defense classes, you're in with a bit of a shyster. They're not complete shysters, but they just kind of got themselves fooled that they can teach you how to fight. They can't teach you how to fight a man. You need you know.
Yeah, God.
Maybe 30 years of training a martial art might get you somewhere, but you need to buy a gun.
Yeah.
Well, and if I've learned anything in the few karate classes I've attended, there is always a badder dude at karate.
Mm-hmm.
There's always a badder dude out there, you know. I mean, anyone can.
Yeah, and that's just that's a microcosm of the larger world. There is always a badder dude out there.
Always.
You can't beat up everybody. That's
No.
not how these things work.
No, but I agree.
So-
though. Getting a gun is the best way to be.
Yeah, there you go. And now it's legal in this state to carry without a permit. Thank goodness.
Yes, praise the Lord. Hashtag blessed.
Texas just signed that too.
I know, I saw it. I was so happy.
So what, you moving back after college? Or
No, like, I'm probably going to stay here for a little while just because, like, the dating pool is way bigger. Because in Texas, it's like, you know, I get a mutual. I'm like, I know you. I'm not interested. You never talk to me. Not interested. Not interested.
Sure.
But here, there's tons of people. So
Yeah, awesome. So you're a mass communications major at BYU.
yes, sir, I am.
Awesome.
Yeah, I love it. Like, I really like it a lot. I
What-
was expecting it to be hard, but it's not. It's fun.
How long have you had the meme page?
I started the meme page. It's funny enough. I started the meme page. I thought about talking about this on my account this week, but I started it to just put extra memes, just things that I was like, yeah, this is really funny, but I'm not going to share it with anybody. So I started in 2019, though, to answer your question. That's how long it's been.
2019. Mm-hmm. 2 whole years.
Yes.
Sheesh. Awesome. Again, it's the dopest meme page on Instagram, so
Y'all make
Go.
me cry. Thank you.
go follow it.
Thank you so
But
much.
don't
If you
record
like
it.
us, you'll love this meme page.
That's true.
Amazing.
That's
I'm
true.
sorry, that was super
For sure.
loud.
That's all right. Just startled some of the listeners.
Unfortunately, we're potentially barking up the wrong tree on the podcast for finding you followers.
That's okay.
Because all our listeners are Kanawha, and
Okay, no.
he doesn't have Instagram.
Wow.
Rip.
Bro.
So,
We had like 20 views on the last one, dude.
did we really?
Yeah.
We're down. That break wasn't good for our numbers, bro.
Yeah, we're not very professional people.
Yeah, shocking. We're talking about our view count on the podcast.
Well, the fans want to see us grow, you know.
Amen.
They need the
real
behind the
fans wanna
scenes.
see
They
us
need the
grow.
behind the scenes stuff.
They do. It's
I
true.
wonder if Kanawha's shut this off yet, or do you think he's made it all the way through?
We'll find out.
We'll find out. Brittany and Kanawha used to date for all the rest of you
Oh my gosh.
people out there.
Now he shut it off. He definitely shut it off now. But I'm not going to tell him when to shut it off. I'm going to see if he makes it this far.
Oh my gosh.
Those douchebags. Pardon my French.
So, yeah. Just poking at Kanawha. Relax, bro.
Oh, he can't hear you anymore. He already shut it off.
Sheesh. Nice.
Yeah.
What else you got, bro? What happened this week that I wanted to talk about too?
Did you write it in your notes?
No, we got a bunch of like,
You got everything out of your notes?
yeah, I just wrote self-defense in the notes and then carried on. We're going down. Keep borrowing money.
Oh,
We're in trouble.
country?
There's no way we're going to be able to hold on to the petrodollar at this point.
True.
Get your stuff. We bought 10 chickens. We're down to 6.
What happened?
Yeah, they get eaten.
No, one got smashed by the water thing. Because my kids are super good chicken caretakers.
Of course.
And 3 of them died of heat stroke. So
Oh, Lord.
good.
Oh my
Yeah.
gosh, that happened like yesterday?
Yes, it did.
Oh my gosh, rip.
I guess you don't got enough shade in that chicken coop, huh?
Max was the one that came and reported it. He gets heartbroken anytime an animal dies.
Bless his heart.
The Lord will have a strong son yet.
Yeah, he has a hard time with pets getting hurt or dying.
He's sensitive. little
Same,
guy.
bro. Same,
He's
bro.
very he's also very controlling about it, so anytime a twin or an animal gets close to the road, he loses his mind. Starts chasing them down.
Oh,
So
bless his heart.
yeah.
Can relate, though. High key.
Yeah.
Good on him. Good on him.
Yeah. Right on. So, communications major, gonna go into filmmaking.
I'd like to make films, yeah. I'd like to make like indie films. I really want to make something like Napoleon Dynamite or Nacho Libre, like on a shoestring budget with like my friends, basically. That's what I want to do. Like comedy, and especially because comedy's like dying, and they haven't made any really good comedy movies since like the 2000s, or like I guess 2010s had some okay ones, but the best comedy movies are like 2009 and back, in my opinion.
Sure. I'm with you, but I'm old, so I get it.
She's going to document the rise of Danite radio.
That's right.
Yeah, for sure.
Exactly.
Make a documentary
Yeah.
about us.
I can
After we
totally
make
do
it
that.
Big.
Throw your maybe when you need podcasters in your friend movie, put us in.
Oh yeah, you kidding me? Yeah, you guys
We'll
are
be-
already characters.
We'll be we'll be like the Uncle Ricos. We're like pining.
Yes.
We're pining for high school days of our radio careers. You know.
Yes.
Be like,
Hey, bro, I won DJ of the month.
we'd
in my
have won
radio
that
career.
game
He's right there.
if the coach had just let us talk to the team and amp them up. I could talk a football team over that mountain over there. You know,
Amazing.
it'd be awesome.
I don't know why your dream is to be the pining for high school guy, but dude, more power to you.
I am pining for high school, dude. I love it. Just kidding.
Yeah, I was going to say, didn't you stop going?
Yeah, every time like I see someone, I just like want to kill myself. So,
Except that one guy.
not kill myself. Which one guy?
They came on the podcast. He was dope.
Andrew.
Yeah.
I almost called him Drew.
That's why I didn't say it. I couldn't remember.
Have you heard that episode?
I might have.
It's
maybe.
his coming to Jesus story.
Oh, no,
Andrew
that's so
Barnes.
cool.
powerful episode.
You should check that one out.
I will
for
definitely
sure.
watch for sure. Well, speaking of like powerful things, I have a question. Like, what impact, like specifically, I know like the impact that Jordan Peterson's had on my life is really like pretty spectacular. What about y'all? Like, do y'all read him? Like,
Oh, dude, this pod is now Worship Jordan Peterson pod.
Way to go.
yeah, you're welcome, by the way, and listeners.
So, JBP.
JBP.
So how do I put this? There is one philosophical mind that I squarely give credit to, like changing my life, and that's Dennis Prager.
Nice.
But I think that that's a timing thing.
Right.
And he was on the radio at the right time, saying the right things. But in my mind, especially if you've ever seen them together, Dennis Prager and Jordan Peterson are basically interchangeable, you know?
True.
Jordan Peterson is Christian, so that's different for sure, because Dennis
Dennis Prager's a Jew.
a Jewish fella, but the difference is I don't know. They both believe in repentance, but Dennis Prager's is more of a, I don't know, less from an atonement point of view, I guess.
Right.
Like the atonement's already been. Dennis Prager thinks that you have to atone for your sins in order to be forgiven.
Yeah.
Which is not true, I guess, because we believe that the atonement's been done, but you still have to accept it, right?
Yeah, and that's the hard part.
And then the difference between those two is not as great as everyone wants you to believe, you know? Because everyone thinks like Christians are like, well, Jesus is enough. You have to
Saved by grace.
all you have to do is accept it. It's like, okay,
Saved by grace.
but what do you do to accept it, right? What's the action taken to accept it?
Amen.
You know, so, and I think that that's more, there's something more to that than just saying you accept it, right?
Right.
Yeah.
100%.
But maybe I'm
The point being,
up in the night.
Judaism is not that different from
Right.
Christian faiths. It's only as different from Christian faiths as Christian faiths are from each other.
Yeah.
That's the thing.
And so, but Jordan Peterson helped me through some hard times. I was going through some stuff in my marriage, and Jordan Peterson helped me to see some changes I could make. And sometimes I still exhibit those changes, and sometimes I've reverted back to my scummy self. But he also told me that I would do that because I'm a terrible, you know, like he says. But I think I don't know how to explain it, I guess, but both men exhibit a courage that I hope to exhibit, you know.
Yeah, amen.
Through this podcast and through other avenues in my life.
You got this for sure.
Thanks. Yeah. What about you?
So Jordan Peterson changed my life completely, I would say. I said that of course, obviously y'all didn't know me back, like, I guess, 2018, 2019.
All the way back there.
All the way back there. Yeah,
sure.
so many years ago, like literally centuries? Question mark. But yeah, so
Hella years ago.
hella years ago, exactly. But yeah, I was a really like very resentful person. I think that like I resented my parents. It's everybody else's fault that I had problems. You know what I mean? And I was literally living like coasting through life like that, and it was just totally like the worst. I wanted to die the whole time, but. When I came across his videos, I actually came across him because of, I was really listening to heavily, I love Ben Shapiro and his annoying little chirpy voice, but, yeah, so, like, I was listening to Ben Shapiro, and then I came across his content, and I was like, wait, because that's a long story, but my sister, well, I guess the court case is over with, yeah, so my sister stole my identity, and, yeah, like.
So nice.
Yeah, right? Literally
she really
amazing.
likes you. She wanted to be you.
Exactly. Yes. In the eyes of Uber.
That's what was happening.
Yes.
That's what was happening.
That's exactly what was happening. But yeah, so she during this time before I found out about that, she would send me Jordan Peterson videos, and I was like, I like what this guy says, but me, like I'm like, why are you sending me this random video of this old man ranting, Brooke? Thanks. So what I ended up doing was
he is a little bit ranty.
He is.
She
but we
was
love it.
like,
yeah, she was like,
I get the feeling you're gonna need to forgive me one day.
you know what? That's exactly what happened. Oh my gosh. But anyway, so
awesome.
I had known about him, but I came across his content. And I was like, whoa. Because he was like, take responsibility for your life. You know, clean your room. Tell the truth. Which, I'm not a liar necessarily, but lying has been, you know, when I was a kid, I figured out, when I lie, I can delay being punished.
Sure.
So I was like, brilliant. # big brain. So I would lie, like, to my mom. I had chocolate all over my face, and my mom's like, did you eat the candy? I'm like, no.
Sure.
Like, yeah. So, anyway, like, his content just changed my life. I bought his book. Like, I got, like, the first edition, and then I have subsequent bought probably the first one, 12 Rules for Life. Oh, gosh. 12 or 13 times.
You've bought it 12 or 13 times?
Yeah, and I give it to people. Like, especially to men.
I was going to say, what do you need a dozen
She's
of
like,
his
just
I give them to, sorry, I should have prefaced that
That's all
with,
right.
I give them to people. But, yeah, I give them to, especially to guys, because there's a lot of guys that I would come across that... You know, they were just like, why, you know, because I'm friends with lots of different people, and there'd be people that would come into my life, and I'm like, yo, like, this really could help you a lot. Here's this book, and I'd write a message in the front of it. So I did that for, like 12 or 13 different people. And so his book...
One person for each rule.
Yeah, exactly. That's right.
You're a bitch.
Yeah, exactly.
Is it over?
Get your life together. Sort yourself out. But yeah, so I bought his book, and then I went and saw his, like, on his lecturing tour. I didn't know he was, like, super sick and, like, addicted to drugs and stuff until, like, after, like,
Sure.
thank the Lord he's still alive. But
Sure.
yeah, like, I went and I watched two of his, I watched it in Houston and in Dallas, and he literally changed my outlook on everything. I have since become a person that I understand, like, when I'm going through really hard times, or when, you know, I feel betrayed. Like, obviously, my sister stealing my identity is a pretty big one. But different things that go on in my life, like, I have the wherewithal to understand that most people are just doing their best, and they're not, 9 times out of 10, are not trying to be malicious. They're not trying to hurt me. And, like, forgiving my parents was really, like, the first step towards becoming a whole person.
Sure.
And so, like, that's something that really has helped me, and that's what really changed my entire outlook on life. Like, everyone that knows me now is like, dang, you've changed so much, because I'm not half as angry as I used to be. Although I do have access to white-hot rage occasionally, but it's rare, you know, because I'm pretty chill.
That's part of being that monster that you should become, though, right?
Yes, yeah. And to have teeth, you got to do that. You know?
So, yeah. We'll get to you in a second, but... My,
No rush from me, bro.
I guess I'd define it as, like, if I'm a knife, Prager cut me into shape and started sanding me down, and Jordan Peterson's been slowly sharpening, you know.
Yeah, it's beautiful.
So.
And we're all still being sharpened.
Amen.
Yeah.
I don't know. Mine's not as dramatic as all that.
Go ahead.
I had my life together.
I could steal your identity if you want. You want some
Bro, I already
adversity?
read Jordan Peterson. I wouldn't even be affected by it, bro.
Whoa.
He's ascended.
That's why I sent it to you. I was like, I could steal Shadow's identity one day, so I better get it forgiven me right now.
Literally me.
I don't know. He's right about a lot of things. That's pretty much all there is to it.
Yeah, you like the pragmatism of it after that.
I wouldn't say that my life is particularly challenging or particularly difficult, but it's always good to have a voice of reason out there in a tumultuous world. So, and that's what he is. He's a pillar of reason in a crazy, crazy time.
No, I completely agree.
Yep. But yeah, I don't know. I've only seen like 2 or 3 of his videos. I listen to his podcast and read his books.
Nice. That's awesome.
Interesting.
I got one left.
I don't think he's the one that introduced me to the Gulag Archipelago.
Who was?
So there's this other channel on the YouTube.
I don't know if our listeners know we love the Gulag Archipelago, though.
Yeah, it slaps.
That's a joke because we talk about it almost every episode.
As you should.
More
people should know about it.
It's the YouTube channel explores different psychological and theological ideas.
Oh, that's cool. Oh, wait, is it Psychology of Ideas? Maybe? No? It's like one dude?
Yeah.
Yes.
And it's like animated?
Yes.
Yeah.
Slaps.
Where is it? Guy, come up with more videos so that you come up on my feed quicker.
Man, this is a great pod, bro.
So, shut up. So I think it was Psychology of Ideas, but that guy is super brilliant and underrated, I think. I
agree.
I don't know, I wish Jordan Peterson would shout him out or something, because he has
bomb content.
Yeah, and like he sounds like a young kid, but like he's a genius. Like he sounds like he's 12, but he's super smart. But like a British 12-year-old, so like a really smart 12-year-old, What?
I didn't realize that sounding British made you sound more intelligent.
You didn't?
No.
Oh, yeah, but that's
like
traditionally
a thing,
he's right.
bro.
Yeah.
All the smart people in movies are British. What do you...
They're always like British actors, at least.
It's all actually like... It all stems from the British people back in World War II trying to get America into the war. They sent over a bunch of like spies, but all they did was like find ways to put British people in movies as like the good guy or as the hero or as the super smart person. There we go. That's the word I was looking for. Propaganda.
I got you.
Is that real? That's cool.
That's an actual thing.
And
like it kind of continued on. Like I think like a lot of these production people were put in by the British government in Hollywood, and they continue to this day to
do the same thing.
Yeah, to propagate that.
To prop up the British people in the American people's eyes. And a lot of people are like, well, now it's nefarious. Now they're trying to take back the colonies. But it's like, okay.
How are they going to do that?
I super like their odds.
They're as divided as we are, They're so.
Amen.
They can't even leave the European Union.
Yeah, exactly. Oh my gosh.
I don't know. Yeah.
Well, and also British actors typically are trained and they actually go, like, they do theater for years before they even get into film typically. And that's why British actors are usually superior to American actors in certain things. That's why they play, like, all different things.
Have you seen Ice-T act, young lady?
I've watched him on Rick and Morty.
How dare you say such things?
I don't mean to be offensive. They're usually cast as villains, though.
Counterpoint. Have you seen Daniel Day-Lewis?
Have you seen when who's the short comic that hangs out with The Rock?
Oh, Kevin Hart.
Kevin Hart's always like, they're talking about like who's the greatest actor in Hollywood, and Kevin Hart's like, well, he's got to have gone through a lot of things and all this stuff, and like The Rock's getting all excited. He's like, so I'm going to say Ice-T. It's so funny, dude.
That is amazing.
No, Ice-T, bro, you should go back to rapping because you suck at acting, bro. Like, you're the worst actor on the planet.
I didn't understand at all.
You thought I was serious?
Yes.
Oh, my gosh. That is so funny.
You might need to work on your
I
tone,
like
sir.
when people take it serious. That's even better.
No, you are, like, for real.
No, Ice-T sucks.
Okay.
Have you seen, like, SVU or whatever he's on? Like,
No,
my
I
gosh,
don't
you
watch
suck, bro.
No.
It's brutal. It's like, he comes into a scene and you're like, ugh.
Cringe.
Oh, yeah, I was going to ask. I'm, like, revealing my age in this podcast.
Okay.
Sus is short
Suspect.
for suspect? Mm-hmm. Because that just means that meme where the guy reads the word mega sus and freaks out about it is not funny.
Yeah, okay, yes.
Like,
Because
that's not
actually,
funny.
sus has really never really been funny, but what's happened, unfortunately, at least it happens a lot in the meme community, it just gets oversaturated to where it's unironically funny, at least in my life. I say it unironically. I say it unironically, yeah. Cause
You can say sus, I get it, but it's like, this guy's like, read this word, mega. Or like, no. They change a word to make him say mega sus, and then he freaks out, and I'm like, does sus mean something different that I don't
Well,
understand?
there is another connotation
What is it?
of being like, if you're sus, then you're possibly gay.
Oh,
Like you're an imposter. Like
all
you show
right.
up.
That's a little better.
Got you.
It comes from the video game Among Us.
Yeah.
Ah.
Everybody was playing last year, including myself, and I still have it on my phone, just in case
And
kids
that's an
want to play.
important part of the. You're showing your age. It came last year. It's not a. Your
I
old
thought
thing.
about. I considered
It's,
downloading it because my little brother told me to download it.
It's
Not
fun.
you,
It's fun.
my beardy little brother.
Ask me how many times I played it.
0.
I know.
0.
That's what I'm saying.
I'm proud of
I
both of y'all because honestly, it's like it's not that great. It's fun to play with like a group of people in the same room, but I'm terrible because if you're the bad guy, you're the imposter, you kill people. Like
Yeah.
everybody can tell. It's Brittany, vote her off. Like
You might say she's somewhat sus.
oh my gosh, amazing. Yes.
You got her, bro.
I was not expecting that. I'm sorry.
Dude, you gotta
That's
have
all right.
kidneys, bro.
Yeah, you don't. Yeah, kidneys. I got you. You don't expect a lot. That's.
No,
That's.
I literally have like my expectations are on the
hilarious.
ground. You know.
Yeah, because that I was not
I
reaching
just
for
love.
that.
I should.
Rocky's sitting there like, I guess you can hit that one off the tee, bro.
I should. Yeah, I
It's
should.
not gonna be that funny.
I should have kept quiet about the Ice-T thing. She'd have been like chasing down these Ice-T movies. Like,
I would have.
She's like,
you know, I would have.
this guy's the worst.
I'd be like, I don't know what
Like,
he's
he's
about.
an idiot.
That would have been dope. Damn.
I might actually do it and like because I might look up scenes.
Now that I think about it, I do think I've seen a couple British shows where they say "broof," but is it Rock and Rolla?
It's Kingsman. That's
Oh,
the show.
yeah,
Remember
that's
like
right.
Eggsy, which is like the worst character.
Was
of
that?
all
I
time.
think that was my guy too, wasn't it? Wasn't that No,
What's his name?
Who's your guy?
the guy that made it.
Oh,
Oh, Guy Ritchie?
Yeah, was
It
that
might
not
be. I
Guy
don't
Ritchie?
remember.
let me see. I'm looking right now.
I think it's like a low class thing, though.
It is. It's like
Broof.
knock knee. Like
Yeah, I got it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I picked it up
Like because the
because Eggsy's
gentlemen in it don't say it.
Eggsy's the kid of a criminal.
Yeah,
I get it.
and he's like, he's from like the streets. And that's why he talks like, "Hey, bro."
No, the director's Matthew Vaughn.
Yeah, I was about to say
Matthew Vaughn. What else does he make?
Kingsman Secret Service. I'm just kidding.
Second one.
that's all I get.
Was the second one as good as the first or not?
I haven't seen it, but all my friends are like, "It's amazing." I'm like, there is one scene though that's pretty dank because there's this one guy. He's like the bald guy with glasses. He is singing "Country Roads" and then blows up. Sorry to spoil that for you, but it's dank apparently, and it's actually pretty fire.
So,
Stardust.
oh, okay. I knew that.
X-Men First Class.
That's a great one.
So, now I know the origins of Dank to You.
Yes, it's weed,
Okay.
right?
Yeah, I was just
Okay.
curious because that's an old one.
Yeah,
I-
well, and even older term.
but
is
it's weird to
basement.
see stuff come back, you know,
It is.
or stick around. I don't know if it ever left, but
I think Dank left for a while and
Yeah.
came back.
yeah, interesting.
Yeah.
But it came back like 4 or 5 years ago
Yeah.
and just kind of stuck.
All right.
Or maybe more years than that, but
True.
it definitely had an off period for a while there.
Cool, dude. What do we got time wise, bro? 43.
43 minutes.
Dang. We do be talking. I love to talk.
Sweet. You got anything else?
Carry
you wanna
us
talk
home.
about? So, you have one sister?
Yes, one sister.
She's in prison?
No, I honestly, you guys, I haven't seen her face since.
How old is
2017.
she?
She is a year younger than me, but I just turned, so she's 26 now.
She stole your identity and opened a bunch of credit cards, or what?
So she
did?
stole my identity to run an Uber scam with her Russian husband. Like, they're not legally married. Yeah. Russian. I'm telling you, it's all connected. It's all...
I personally love Russians because beat me up so good. But
I love their accents and I love their language.
I get that a lot of them are
Kind of sus.
kind of sus. And not in a gay way, but some of them probably in a gay way. So she got this Russian husband who's about her age or older?
9 years older than her.
Ooh.
Does he wear tracksuits?
Yes.
And he wants to
Adidas
run.
tracksuits?
Yes.
So he's like legit mafia or what?
His dad, is an ex-member of the Russian mafia.
Really?
Cool. Oh, good. I wasn't sure if we could say that or not. I've heard
That's
the
fine.
story and it's wild, dude.
Yeah, I could tell you the whole story if you want. I mean, like, it's pretty rough.
He's a member of the Russian mob. That's the wild part.
That is the wild part, yeah. Like, and
His dad is,
his
or
dad
he's
is
legit?
like, and then he helps. Like, he's done things with the Russian mob, obviously, like, because the dad was a big runner, and the dad now lives in Washington State with his new wife and child. Like,
And Brooke lives where?
Brooke lives I'm convinced, y'all. I don't know where she lives actually, but I'm convinced she lives in an RV with him and her 15-year-old Pomeranian with no teeth.
And she met him in...
She met him through my family because he was a family friend of ours. She met him when she was 9.
In Tejas, then.
Yeah.
And he was what?
He was like 18. Or she was 10 and he was 19, something like that.
Go, all right. Just spill the story. Let's
Okay,
have it.
all right,
Let's
so
have at it.
I
If it's as good as Shadow says.
I got you. So basically, my sister she's like 18 months apart. We're best friends, homeschooled, whatever. But she has always said, I'm going to be married by 18. Which you would think is a church thing. It's not. She just was like, this is what I want. I want to be married at 18. And we all thought, okay, Brooke, whatever. Like, that ain't going to happen. Good luck. Who cares?
Because she's ugly or what?
No, she's pretty. But she's
it
just
turns
medium.
out this 18-year-old Russian had been grooming her since she was 9.
Exactly, low-key.
Has he really?
Well, what happened was he was friends with us, and he would leave because he's bad. He's not good enough to play in the U.S. circuit of hockey, of course, because he plays hockey. And he's not good enough to play in Russia, and he's not good enough to play in Canada, so he plays in China. So he plays in China, and he is gone a lot. So he comes back in and out of our lives, like for years. We see him, and we're seeing him for a couple of days or a week or whatever, and then he leaves again. Mm-hmm. So time goes on, and Brooke is 16, and 15, and she's dating a guy that is like local dude from our church. Then she breaks up with the guy, rips his heart out. Rip, R.I.P. Chris, we love you. But yeah, so she rips his heart out, and then she immediately gets with Kirill, because Kirill comes over. That's his name. His name, Kirill Vladimirovich Doronin. Cringe. Anyway,
Does he have a Russian accent?
No.
His
he did
name
not.
is John Christopher, because that's basically what...
Oh, really?
Kirill.
Yes, yeah.
Well, Vlad's like Christopher. That's how common it is.
Yeah, it is. And his dad's
Kirill
name's
is,
Vlad.
I think, is pretty...
Yeah. It
How
is
funny.
very, and I say his name wrong because it's actually Kirill, but I call him Kirill because I'm from Texas, and it sounds like that fish that gets eaten
And she
by
can't be bothered to say those foreigners' names right.
Exactly. So.
Well, when
anyway.
they steal your identity.
Right? Exactly. Thank you.
Now you're
I
just
appreciate
saying
that.
it to bug him. Hey, Curl, shut up.
Yeah, exactly. No retweet.
Anyways,
So-
Carl!
But anyway, so.
take this outside, Carl?
So yeah, so she's like 16, and they start talking over Skype, and he's like 24 at the time, and she's 16. So, or maybe, yeah, she's 16, he's 24. Yeah, I think that's right. Is that right? Is that yeah. So he's about to turn 25. Anyway, so they date over Skype and whatnot, and then we meet up in New York, and my mom and dad don't know that they're in a relationship, and I really don't either, and I don't understand what's going on because I don't care. I'm like, whatever, Brooke wanted the cell phone when we were kids. I didn't. I was a child probably till I was like 18 or 19, even 21, low-key. But anyway, whatever. So time goes on. They date. My mom and dad find out. They break them up. And then he's like exiled and like he leaves the country. He's like, I'm beating up retarded kids. I literally can't sleep. I love your daughter. And my mom and dad are like,
beating up
never talk to
retarded kids?
Yes.
Because he feels so horrible about
Is
it.
that a euphemism? Or was he actually
He was
beating up,
being
like,
dead
autistic
serious
people?
Because
about
he misses your sister?
Yes. And she was 16 at the time. He was
It's a
24.
weird pathway for your anger.
He's a hockey player. He should be able to beat up like normal people.
Yeah, right? But no, he was like, I'm teaching these kids in wheelchairs on the ice, and I just want to kill them all because I miss your daughter. And my dad's like, ee. So, but my dad keeps up with him.
Wait, disabled kids or mentally handicapped kids?
Disabled.
Why do
That's even worse.
I know, right?
Somehow that's worse.
Continue. I'll ask questions after.
So, anyway, then, so he leaves, obviously, because I think he was playing in America or, like, with an American team, and that's why he was in the States at that time. Anyway, he left to China and stayed in China forever, for, like, 3 years. In the meantime, my sister and I go to BYU, Idaho, and we hate our life. It's freaking cold. But Brooke meets this guy that she thinks she's going to marry, okay? Because he's 20-ish, and she was 18 at the time. He's 20, and they start texting. He's like a really sweet, down-to-earth Idahoan is what I call them. Like, they're like just, you know, salt-of-the-earth type person from Rigby, you know, like just chilling. So Brooke dates this guy, kind of like over text, and they go on one like official date, and like they go fishing, ice fishing, and Brooke has a great time. They spend the whole day, and I let him come over and come into our room.
He must have had one hell of a personality, because I've been ice fishing. Not that fun.
No, he did have a really good personality. Anyway, so this is about to get sad. So we go on one day. He comes over, visits, whatever. We say goodbye, and he lives part-time in Tremonton because he's a really sweet guy. On his way to Tremonton the next day, he gets in a car accident. He never wore his seatbelt. Died instantly. So Brooke is like, Brooke's thinking to herself,
not the ending ISIS.
Exactly. No one ever expects that. That's what happens. It's really sad. So it was very heartbreaking because, like, anyway. So Brooke was thinking to herself, I'm going to marry this guy. So then he passes away. And of course, Brooke and I we had the first real, like, young person that had died around us because we were homeschooled, and so we didn't, like, go to regular high school with, like, because I think in high school there's at least one person dies, depending on how big your high school is. You know. And so you're like, yeah, so sad, whatever. So anyway, Brooke comes back to Texas, and Kirill texts or like emails my dad and is like, hey bro, I'm gonna be in the States. I want to say hi to you and you know, maybe your son or whatever. My dad's like, okay, yeah, sure, whatever. And Brooks finds out about this and is like, I need closure. The 16-year-old self that I was needs closure with Kirill. And I'm like, we don't need to do this. I think that's not a good idea. But of course my family's like, okay. So she goes. She leaves at like 7 o'clock in the morning and then goes and like leaves and comes back at like 3 o'clock in the morning, and she's like, yeah, so, you know, he wanted to like kiss me and stuff, but like I was not into it, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, uh-huh. Anyway, they exchange numbers because he is an athlete, and so he's going to help her like lose weight and stuff. So the next semester is the worst semester of my life because like literally we get back in January and Brooke's like, I just don't want Kirill to be alone next Christmas. And I'm like, that's 12 months away. You realize that? Like 12 months. Why are we talking about this? Who cares? Anyway, time goes on. Rough semester. She goes home, or I go home, and she goes like on a like vacation, European vacation, whatever, like study abroad. And on that vacation or on that abroad, she prays, and God tells her that she's got to marry Kirill. You know, it's okay, whatever. So she comes back, and then they basically get married, and they get married in the chapel, and because the only reason that he even agreed to get married, because he was baptized because he loved South Park, but he never really got, I think he got the Aaronic priesthood, but he never got the Melchizedek priesthood.
He was baptized a member of the church because he loved South Park?
Yes.
Oh.
Yeah.
We like that. Continue.
Yeah, I know, I love South Park too, but anyway, regardless, so anyway, yeah.
It's a funny reason to get baptized.
It is a really funny reason to get baptized. But yeah, so anyway, they got married, and the only reason he even wanted to get married to her in our church and with someone in our church is because the guy served his mission in Russia and could say his name correctly.
He didn't say curl, huh?
No.
Wow.
Yeah.
So nice.
Anyway, they got married because they never turned it in and it was never legal.
Okay.
Time goes on. What's really sus and sketch about their whole thing is he could never tell you what he did for a living because he stopped doing hockey, because you can only do hockey for like a short amount of time, especially if you're someone that doesn't take good care of yourself like him. So I'm like, bro, what do you do? He can never tell me. Time goes on. I'm like, Brooke's acting sus now too. She's like, oh yeah, I'm a wedding photographer. And we're like, okay. Then they let like 2 random people move in with them. And they like live, and actually one of the random people's from Idaho. Anyway, it's a long story. They kicked one of the people out, and that person I know. And so I reach out to her, because especially Brooke's like, delete her number, get rid of her. She's got a gun, she's coming for us. And we're like, okay. So I reach out to her, I'm like, hey girl, what's going on? Like, what happened? And she's like, let's meet. So we talk, and she tells me all this stuff, like Brooke stole my identity, my friend Laura's identity, all like 3 or 4 different people's identity, and that they've been driving for Uber, because Uber you can only do 6 rides a day as one person, right? So she's been doing 18 rides a day as 3 people, and she literally photoshopped her face onto Laura's license, and she just used mine and just was like, I lost weight, thanks Brooke, frick you hoe. Anyway, so so I'm like, okay.
Secret insult.
Wait,
yeah.
She was using 3 identities to drive for Uber?
Yes. Uber Black, so that they would drive executives and stuff from downtown Dallas to like DFW Airport, which is like a $75 thing, and then they would do a couple of laps. Anyway, it was just, they were just stealing money and laundering money from Uber, basically.
That's a whole dream right there.
It is, right? Anyway, but as long as you don't use other people's identities, is whatever. So anyway, she tells me all this. I'm like, whatever you say. And then I go to Uber HQ because they have one in Dallas. And I'm like, yo. And they're like, yeah, Stacy DeRonan used to work here. Like, she came in physically. And I'm like, that's not her name. Her name's Brooke Lynn. And then I guess DeRonan is her name now. But, like, it was Stacy. So I was like, And I never showed it a picture of any of my family members to someone and have them sneer at it. It was really like sus. But anyway, the guy's like, yeah, they have all these accounts. They're hooked up to this. And it's like, there was like 15 different accounts. They shut it all down. We get a call later from Brooke and Kirill. They confess to stealing my identity. And I record them because I found out they recorded every single phone conversation to keep track of all the lies that they were telling everybody. Mm-hmm. So I recorded them. And anyway, we thought it was over. She disappears. She takes her dog and leaves. And so time goes on. I'm like, whatever. My sister kind of sucks. She stole my identity. Didn't even really apologize for it. Whatever. But I'm like thinking to myself, she'll come back. It'll be fine. August 2019, I'm working at my family company, whatever. And a guy walks in and is like, hey, I'm serving you papers. You're being sued for defamation, libel, and costing a business a ton of money because you talked about it to everybody. And I was like, on Facebook.
You got sued by Uber?
By Brooke.
Mm-hmm. Oh, interesting.
Yeah. So her and her husband sued us, me, Laura, and then the other girl, in order to get money from us. And I'm like, what money you think I have? Like, my mom and dad have money, but I have no money. Like, what?
Sure.
So, but anyway, that lawsuit has been going on, or had been going on. I couldn't be talking about it if it wasn't over and ended last Friday. Oh. So, but it's just, it was
Did
awful.
You, I assume
we
you won.
Yeah. Basically, they just dropped it. Like, they were like, this case is fraudulent and stupid because we had all the transcribed, text messages or the transcribed voice call or whatever, and then also text messages and stuff, that photographic evidence that we didn't share anything about it on Facebook, because they were claiming that we posted about them and said that Tundra Transport LLC that totally exists is evil and it's, all this stuff. And I'm like, I didn't talk about it at all because I wanted you to come back into my life, hopefully, and most people not know about it, But
Sure.
Yeah. So they're still married, and allegedly, last thing we know is that they're living in an RV. I not know about that because they moved. I found out because we got subpoenaed Uber, and we found out that they moved from Texas to California because Kirill's comfortable in California. He loves California, so they went and lived there and did the Uber scam for about a year and a half there. So, but they have stopped as of 2020.
So,
bruh.
What? How does your dad get tied in with the Russian mafiosos?
So my dad he met Kirill because they used to do, I don't know if you guys know about Amway. That's kind of an old thing. It's like an old oh gosh, what is it? Multi-level marketing.
Scheme.
Yes, the multi-level marketing, aka pyramid scheme. Yeah, the pyramid scheme. Yeah. So my mom and dad used to be part of that, and that's how they met him. They met him and another guy, and the other guy was like a derp. He's like an English dude who's normal, kind of normal, whatever. But that's how he met him. And then how we know that it's the Russian mafia is because Kirill will be like, yeah, and when I was young, my mom and dad would walk into places and we would go to a place, and we have a place that we are supposed to sit in Russia. It's a restaurant, and we have this specific spot, and they put other people there, and my dad's bodyguards would just smack the people's head into the table. And I'm like, as a kid, I was like, what? But then I met the dad, and he's very scary, very quiet, but also loves to take pictures. So he'd be like, he can't speak English, really. So he's like, and you're like, okay, all right. And he's like, smile. And I'm like, okay. He loved to take pictures. That dude took tons of pictures. But he is an ex-member of the Russian mafia. And then Kirill, before Brooke and Kirill got together, was doing some stuff for some mafia children. He was teaching them how to play hockey because Kirill's an amazing coach. So, but yeah. But my dad really doesn't have any super connections to the Russian mafia that we know of. But we know that Vlad likes our family, obviously. But
and Vlad lives in Texas.
Vlad lives in Washington State.
Oh, Washington.
Mm-hmm. Washington, yeah. That's exactly how my dad says it.
What a fascinating
and that's only one of my
little
stories.
ditty.
I got hundreds of them.
About Kirill?
About everything in my life. I have stories like that you're like, there's no way this is true. I'm like, these series of events. I have friends of mine that are like, that, no offense, but that sounds like a movie. I'm like, I wish it was. I wish it wasn't real.
Interesting.
Yeah. Yeah, sorry, guys.
There you go.
Sorry, podcast listeners. This is probably too much for y'all.
No, it was a good story.
There's Carl, the Russian mobster, dude.
Yeah.
Carl.
Have you seen Eastern Promises, bro? Of course you haven't, dude.
Is it good?
Let me guess.
It's dope.
It's a Guy Ritchie movie.
I don't think so.
I just guess that every time.
It's a
that,
Russian
right?
mafia movie.
Oh, I'd like to watch it.
It's a good one. So, check it out. Eastern Promises.
I'll check it out. Anything else we got this week?
I don't have anything, do you?
Me neither.
All right, folks. Well,
have a great week.
I hope you enjoyed that.
Bye. It's been dang.
It's a good story to end on.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
All right.
Thanks, guys.
Peace out, folks.
Have a great week and God bless.